Hey guys, and welcome to a new season of the Chew on This retention and subscription podcast powered by Stay AI. I am Gina. I will be your host for the season, and I am joined today with Charlotte from Alice Mushrooms. We are very excited for you to watch the episode. Full disclosure, already recorded it. But what we talked about was we had like a lot of different light bulb moments. And we talked about all the different ways that Alice uses their brand. And they really kind of put you on a journey throughout your subscription experience with them and how it's really improved their retention. There's a ton of little takeaway things that we, even after this episode, have to go in and adjust what's going on in the account and set some new stuff up. Some really cool stuff around post-purchase, things you can do with SMS. And if you have not seen the case study we did with them about their punch card and how their portal looks, absolutely, we're going to talk about it, but you should check that out as well. I cannot wait to get into everything today. Why did you decide to become a founder? Who is Alice? Why did Alice become what it is? Maybe you can just start with like quick founder journey background. How did we get here?
Yeah, totally. So my co-founder and I come from really complementary backgrounds to one another. So she had spent about 10 years in pharmaceuticals and I'd spent about a decade in media and marketing. I was doing brand partnerships at digital publishers. So if you remember like the heyday of like Rimmel working with Refinery 29,
yes.
Like that's what I used to do. And Lindsay, Alice was her original concept. She's based in Venice Beach in LA, and she had just seen the pharmaceutical industry prescribe so many Band-Aids, and she just was looking for natural alternatives, got super into functional mushrooms, and then kind of started playing mad scientist in her kitchen, like had a homeopathic doctor come over and was like playing around because I think, what we had both individually realized, but she had that real entrepreneurial spirit to act on, was that so many functional mushroom, or really every functional mushroom product out there is a powder, a pill, a tincture, doesn't taste very good. It's not super easy to incorporate in your daily life. And then functional mushrooms don't actually work right away. And I think that's something that our like very immediate gratification culture doesn't reward. You need to take a medicinal dose of mushrooms every day for about 3 weeks to allow the nutrients time to compound and start working. They're like adaptogens. Like, remember back in the like ashwagandha craze. It was like, you have to take it for a month, and functional mushrooms work the same. So what the initial kind of genius of it was like, okay, well, how can we get an instant gratification element to that? So that's why we pair functional mushrooms with fast acting herbs, nootropics, botanicals.
Got it.
So none of our products are just mushrooms, they're mushrooms plus.
I like that.
So that's what she kind of started working on in her kitchen. I concurrently had become disenchanted with my career in media. I couldn't do any more watch campaigns. And
any quizzes? Any more quizzes?
No more quizzes. What
watch are you?
No more like, where does this celebrity go for breakfast? Let's film him going there in these pants,
Get the look.
Yeah. And I realized that food was really what I wanted to do and just well-being in general. So I went back and did my master's in food studies at NYU. Started working on some early stage consumer food brands, was looking for kind of my next thing. And literally, I'm in New York, Lindsay's in LA. We both networked with the same guy, and he threw us on a text thread during COVID. And we started working together across the country.
Wait, I love this.
Before we'd even met in person I think we started working together like August, September timing. And then we didn't meet in person until December, January.
Okay. So like at this point, you both know you want to do something. You want to build something. Who has does Alice exist? Does the concept of it, do you at this point know that it's probably in the mushroom space, or you're just looking at everything?
It was always mushrooms. And that's, when I met Lindsay, she already had the real kind of the baseline put together. It was mushrooms. It was going to be in chocolate. It was going to be this mix of the mushrooms and the nootropics and the herbs.
Okay.
And it was called Alice.
Okay.
And then the early branding was there. Like the Alice logo was there, our mushroom icon. We made some tweaks as we built it together of, different ways that it's looked. Like the early 10 prototypes are so wild to look back on. But really the bones were there. And then we took the next year and a half to build it together and, put the tendons and the ligaments and the
amazing.
Before we dive in, a quick word about today's sponsor, Stay AI. Everyone wants that sweet recurring revenue, but building a subscription model that actually works is not easy. At Avi, we spent way too long battling churn, tweaking offers, and trying to duct tape a subscriber experience together. Switching to Stay AI was the turning point. It gave us the tools to automate churn reduction, personalize offers, and improve our email segmentation. Now we can build a subscription flow that customers want to stay in. Stay AI saved us a ton of time, lifted LTV, and made subscriptions feel easy. If you're ready to level up your subscription program, go to stayai/chewonthis and mention chew on this. You'll get $200 off your monthly plan for life.
Now, let's get back to the episode.
And I feel like the brand is so strong today. Like we work with a ton of companies on the subscription side, and like your portal is my favorite to show all the time.
Thank you.
Like every piece of it just like really like brings the brand to life, where I'm like, okay, like this is a loyalty play.
Yeah.
So when you first launched, were you always thinking like this is a subscription product, this is an e-com? Like how did you kind of decide what to launch with?
Yeah. I mean, we launched our first 2 SKUs, which were Brainstorm for focus and energy and Nightcap for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, I think we'll be a D2C brand for a while. I think we're hyper conscious of the fact that we're not only in the mushroom space, which is ever evolving and is new to people, like very new to people. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of education needs to be done. And we're a new form factor in that space. So I think, at a certain point, some people are like, oh, okay, like there's a powder, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the chocolate adds another layer of education that needs to be done. So we were very much thinking like it's going to be D2C where we can really control the conversation and the education and all of that. Retail quickly became its own beast, and that really surprised us because we, we're a little bit precious about, letting the product go on shelf and where we can't explain it. But I think people actually knew a lot more than we gave them credit for about
That's awesome.
the space in general and the product. But to your question about subscription, it was a bit of an afterthought when we launched. It was like not auto-selected. It was like small print, like save 10%, like wasn't even a legitimate discount that people would care about.
Mm-hmm.
And that was honestly a conscious decision, because I do think that with products like ours, I think so often in the wellness space, you just get hammered over the head with subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes overwhelming for the consumer. Like there are brands that I've always been interested in, and like, I'm not going to name drop, but like that are very large wellness brands. And I probably once a quarter go to their site and I'm like, I should probably do this, right?
Yep.
And then I get to the thing and the subscription discount is so heavy and it comes with all of this stuff. And then the one-time purchase is so expensive and it stresses me out to the point that I leave. And
Fair.
so I think that like we were conscious of our product being so new to the customer that if we were hitting them over the head with this like really intense subscription offer, they were going to get kind of spooked and leave. And we wanted to make it super easy to try one tin, one time. And that was kind of our year 1 playbook, is just like chocolate to lips, like make it as easy as possible for people to try. And then once we felt like we'd hit that market saturation point where we had community, we had brand loyalty, we had kind of built brand equity, that's when we were like, okay, we feel comfortable now incentivizing this further into subscription.
Got it. Okay, so started without it. Now I should know this, but what is the subscription discount that you guys went with?
25%
Okay.
plus free shipping.
And that's in shipping for you guys. Does shipping vary throughout the year?
It
or
does.
Like, how do you
Summer is expensive. Now we've made some changes, so it's going to be not as bad. But because we're a multiple product in the summer, we have to ship with, just like base, like we have to have different boxes, insulation, ice, and then depending on where in the country people are vis-a-vis our distribution centers, we have to ship 2-day. So it gets very expensive.
Right. And like a tin is probably like in the 20s, right? Or how much?
1 tin is $29.
Okay.
So if you add in your customer acquisition cost plus your shipping and your fulfillment, like you're hemorrhaging money on that.
And the 2-day shipping in the summer, I'm sure just
2-day shipping can range from whatever zone you're in, from $12 to $30.
Yeah, which is all of a sudden that's
right.
2 tins.
Right.
So it's like you might as well subscribe. And so,
yeah.
But then you need to keep those subscribers
Totally.
to make it make sense. You guys have done a ton around like just building this really cool like kind of loyalty element and like brand into the subscription program. It's my favorite portal. Like we just did a case study with you guys that I'm just so hyped about, and every time somebody's like, what can we do with the punch card? Like what should we be doing? And I'm like, this is the blueprint. Like Alice nailed it.
Thank you.
What like I guess like what went into that? Like when you were thinking about like, what is this journey we want to put people on? And you guys have 4 different incentives across 10 different punches. Like how did you guys kind of come up with that and like decide on what you were going to give away?
Yeah, that was something that was really important to me, because I think that, your customer lifetime value is your business at a certain point. And we learned that, right? After we had a business for a year where we weren't really incentivizing subscription, it became very apparent to us that not only is that loyalty like what keeps your business going, but it also is what people want. I think that there's this kind of misnomer that like people want to be kind of on their own and not subscribe, but actually subscription is a courtesy, especially for people who love your product. So now we very much look at it like that. And I think there's been so many people who are benefiting from that. But I think we want to make it as great of an experience as possible for people, because I think that like a lot of marketers just kind of stop once you acquire the customer, and it's a whole life cycle situation. And like, I mean, just from a math perspective, if you look at what you're earning back, if your customer stays for 3 months versus 6 months versus 12 months, those milestones are really important to hit. So if it costs me $3 to send a tote bag at order 9 to get that customer to stay till order 12, that's huge and makes a material difference on the bottom line of the business.
Yep.
And not only it just also makes your customers like you more and they care about you. And I think something we found is that now that we have gifts with purchase on your first subscription order as these incentives, our retention has gotten better, because I think that customers know when you're intentional. And like you said, with this portal, that was so important to me because I wanted people to come in. Maybe they're thinking they're going to churn. Maybe they're thinking they're going to skip. But then they see like, oh, there's so much here for me. And the customer has been put at the front of the conversation and top of mind. And people can feel that.
It feels like you're on a journey with Alice.
Yeah.
Like that, like when I go into the portal and I see this like little ribbon, I'm sure we'll be able to pull up a photo of it, but I'm just kind of like, I'm on this journey. Like I'm part of this. I'm part of this brand. Like this is really cool. There are different milestones. And I think to your point before where you were like, a lot of mushrooms, like you do have to take it. Like, yes, there are things with instant gratification, but with a lot of supplements, there is this element of like auto ship is what you should be doing.
Right.
Like, you should be reminded, like my daily vitamins I put on subscription because I need the accountability. Like when that order comes and I still have 10 things left, I'm like, okay, so I didn't take my vitamins this month. Like I need to be held accountable for this.
Right. And it's aspirational. Like people want to be held accountable. They want to be like, oh, I need to do this. It gives them this sense of structure, I think. Yeah. And like what we're doing too is like, it's chocolate. So it's not that hard to get through a couple bars.
Yeah, you can absolutely catch up if you missed a few days.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys did something else recently that I thought was like on this whole shipping and how it can be expensive, where you let customers, I think, get a discount if they got all of their summer orders sent sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you walk me through kind of the thought process on that, how you did it? Like,
yeah. I mean, when you think about it, right, if you have all these subscribers who are on a 30-day cadence, and like I said, it's expensive for us to ship in the summer, and we're looking at then shipping, now summer is like 4 or 5 months with heat.
Yeah.
If you're looking at shipping 4 to 5 orders, that gets really expensive really fast in that time of year. And so we wanted to kind of create a win-win for both us and our customers. And also people are traveling in the summer. It's helpful for them to kind of front load all of that stock because, I was at the beach this week and my chocolates out outside and someone stole them. It's just like, it's better for everyone. And so basically we emailed all of our subscribers and we said, we'll ship you your entire summer stock. And then we'll give you extra chocolate on top of it as a way to say thank you, plus an extra discount. So we had a really large number of people opt into this.
Do you remember the take rate?
I want to say that it was around 20%.
That's great.
Yeah.
To proactive, to get people to sit there and be like, yes, I want to 4X the volume like of my next order and I want to pay for it. Like,
because they're paying up front, right? Yeah. So we had all these people, like our AOV looked so good last month. But we had so many people be like, yes, this is so smart. And they opted to have their entire summer order shipped in one shipment, which is great for them. They got discounts, they got extra swag. We got to only send one shipment and it's a super hands-on process. Our head of CX, Bonnie, is like, her blood, sweat, and tears are all over this, but it's so worth it just from, I think, a customer experience and then also the bottom line of it all. Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Huge. There's a lot of brands, like we have a quick action that's like change SKU and frequency. Yeah. Because we have a lot of brands that like you want to get somebody on, like, to your point before, that first order, like it's hard to be like, spend $100 on this supplement and get a 3-pack. You're like, okay, we just need to get like a 1-pack in somebody's hands. But then once they're subscribed, it's like, okay, but now it's like better for the environment. It's better for
Right.
you. It's better for us. Like it's better for everyone if you actually get less frequent shipments
Right.
and higher volume product. Like yes, the AOV goes up and like your order amount goes up, but
The profitability of each of those orders.
right. And like it's good for the environment, good for you. It's good. Like really
Right.
it is. It's beneficial for everyone.
I think people also like they like having 90-day supplies. I think that not everyone wants to get something every 30 days.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Just the unboxing of it all alone.
Yeah. Yes. Like I don't want to go down and get more packages
Right.
every single day. Like,
Right.
Every time I go down to the package room, I'm like, how are there this
Yeah.
many things here?
In my quest for always looking, I actually saw a brand the other day, a supplement brand, post checkout. And I had subscribed to 30 days. And post checkout, they said, do you actually want to save 25% and do a 90-day supply? And so I'm only getting one shipment. They're only having to send it one time. I get a better deal. And it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. Wait, I'm so happy you brought this up. By the time this comes out, it will be live. But I just saw the PRs go in. I think is in final testing now. We have a post-purchase experience similar to this that will just come native with
Huge.
Stay. So after this, I'll 100% get you on the beta for it. But what we're looking at is, like right after the order is placed, being able to go in and say, even if somebody just bought a one-time and not a subscription, did you
Yeah.
want $5 back on your order?
Yes.
And change it to subscription? Did you want to add this product to your order? Did you actually want to
This
get a
is what
larger
I
pack?
need.
Yes. Like, because now you've locked in the order. So like you're
Right.
not adding risk to like the conversion rate on the paid and all these different
Right.
things. I think people are scared to change different offers on the PDP.
Right.
So it's post-purchase, once it's locked in, did you want to get some form of credit, some form of this, and update to this? So, okay,
Right.
I'm so glad that you saw that.
I think
in
it's
the wild.
brilliant. My other question, and this is a techie question, but because we offer free shipping on subscriptions, I kind of want to also be like, yeah, you can take 25% off and we'll refund you your shipping costs.
Oh, so we're already adding, like we have to go back and like kind of
Yeah.
like refund the order. So I bet we like could just set it
Shipping
up where
is-
it's like
yeah.
kind of like an extra refund. Like
Yeah.
if the shipping is like a variable amount, like we'd probably have to
Right.
grab that price, but maybe it's like
We're
to
gonna do
help
a
cover
flat
shipping.
rate.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's easy because I think we would just be
Yeah.
able to be like, on that
Whatever, plus
refund.
$9.99.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I love this.
Yeah, because that's something I really want to do because I think, and we're trying to figure out ways to hammer home that like it's free shipping on subscription.
Yep.
And like I was just saying, shipping is expensive for us in the summer. So that's actually a huge incentive.
Yeah.
And even if you're just trying one time, like that 25% off the one-time price plus $10
Yeah.
that you're not paying on shipping, it's a big deal. And so we're just trying to figure out how we message that most effectively so that people get it. And I think a post-purchase is like, wait, do you want that $10 you paid on shipping back plus 25% of your order refunded?
Yep.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah. I think the take rate on this stuff is going to be really, really high.
Yeah.
Especially like after, like, yes, you get through checkout, but then like you, like it hits, you're like, did
Yeah.
I just spend $50
Yeah.
on chocolate with shipping? And
Yeah.
like you like it hits
Right.
and you go in that moment and then you're like, wait, I can just
Right.
get $20 back on my card right
Yeah.
now if I just am in a subscription that I
Right.
can opt out of, like whatever. Then you go
Right.
into that portal. If somebody wants to opt out, they're going to go in, they're going to see
Right.
the little punch card and the roadmap and everything. And they're like, well, I'm on this journey now.
Right.
So
Yeah, like I want the hat.
yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have incentives on first order, second order, fourth order?
We
is
have, so when you opt in to subscribe, and this is built out on our PDPs, you get a gift.
Right.
So the gift is different for all of our SKUs.
Oh.
So for our sleep SKU, you get a custom Silk Alice eye mask that has embroidered "Eat More Mushrooms" on it. And then you also get a free 30-day subscription to a meditation platform called Open that we work with a lot.
Okay.
And it's this like 21-day sleep reset. Kind of just, I think what's really important, particularly around building retention with subscribers, is creating the lifestyle around your product. I think it's so easy to just be like, here's the product, but there's a lot of user error. And there's also a lot of people who don't fully understand how it fits into their life. And I think that results in churn. So when we can send someone like, look, you just got this product that's going to help you sleep. Here's an eye mask that is really going to help you also. And then here's a meditation 21-day reset. That's a lifestyle around sleep all of
Yeah.
a sudden. And I think people are so much more motivated to go through the product, actually use it, create a new habit, and then stay. And then back to that kind of what I was talking about earlier is that intentionality. Then I think they feel that from us and they want to reciprocate it. So that's been great for our happy ending, our sexual wellness chocolate. We do a 30-day free subscription to Dipsy, which is erotic audiobooks.
Oh.
Yeah. So that one's really fun.
Go through all of these journeys. I just need to see all of this.
Yeah. And then the uptake on that one is insane. People like really want podcast audio spiciness.
Love it.
Yeah. And then for our Brainstorm Chocolate, we co-designed a journal with the artist Angelica Hicks. And we have this really cool daily planner that is like Alice branded with all these Angelica's custom illustrations. Like she's done lines for Gucci and she's amazing.
Yeah. You guys really put someone on a journey. You're just like, yes, like you come in, you make this purchase with us and like you're locked in.
You're locked. So that's order one.
Okay.
That they get. And for all of these, we have like special boxes designed. So it feels really intentional. And we've seen retention go up since we've introduced these because I think people, like I was saying, that intentionality then becomes a two-way street. Then order 3, I think we do a tote bag, the Alice tote. Yeah. Then we do a hat. At some point, we have really great like baseball caps, data hats with our mushroom icon. And then towards the end of the journey, closer to the 12-month mark, we do our socks, which is actually one of our best-selling, most like cult fan favorite items.
Really?
We make these socks and people go nuts for our socks. I'll see people out and they like pull their pant leg up and they're like, I'm wearing your socks. They're just like compression, the right amount of compression. They're kind of that like varsity look. So they've got black stripes and we have a mushroom embroidered on them. And they're so comfortable.
Okay.
And people go bananas for these. So we were like, okay, let's make it. And they buy them on our site. So we were like, let's make that kind of the month 9 gift. It's like a real
amazing
thank you to the homies.
Yeah, there's a credit at some point too. Like I think you get like $15 off, and just like you just really are like you're on a journey with Alice.
Yeah.
Like I love it. That's awesome.
And I'm still trying to like in so many ways figure out too how to build that out. And I know this is something maybe you were working on or I've asked you about, but like how we can get people like before order 3 because they have to go in and claim.
Yes.
Right. And so I'm trying to figure out ways that we can make it like super foolproof. So like everyone goes in and claims because not everyone's in their portal.
We have emails that do go. Like when you like earn a reward, we just need to check to make sure it's turned on and branded. Because like maybe it might not be turned on. Like you like have to toggle it on. Like we want to make sure like the branding is good and the messaging is really clean on it. So let's go in and make sure that that's turned on. Yeah. Because then we can also like measure the take rate on that, like the redemptions. Right. And make sure that like that redemption rate is at a good percentage.
Yeah. It'd be cool to do something with SMS too.
Yeah, we definitely can. So we're passing all of that through to like the Klaviyo integration. What SMS platform are you using?
We're on Attentive.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, Attentive. So we pass all of that through. So there should be like an event that's like punch card, like award given or something like that. And then you can build like a little flow off of it of like reminder, like go in and like add this to your next or like redeem this. And then we can just add a quick action link that would put them right in the portal.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we'll get that set up.
Here's the truth. Most subscription platforms are built for billing teams and not for growth marketers. We didn't get subscriptions right the first time. There's too much friction and too many drop-offs. Stay AI helped us clean it all up. Now we have the platform to manage subscriber upsells, gifting, offers, and profit analysis. After we added Stay AI, churn went down, LTV went up, and our team isn't stuck in support tickets every single day. If subscriptions are part of your roadmap, check out stayai/chewonthis and mention Chew on This. You'll get $200 off your monthly plan for life.
Now, let's get back to the episode.
So on all of this, are there any graphs in Stay or like anything that you guys are pulling? How are you measuring success? Like, if you're fundraising, if you're whatever, like what do you look at to be like, is the subscription program headed in the right direction?
I mean, I always top of the analytics dashboard, which I look at like literally every day, is the just very much like, here's how many people have opted in this month. Here's how many people have repurchased and that dollar amount. And just like the red and the green, is it up? Is it down? And that is just so foolproof to me where I go in, I'm like, okay, there's greens on both. Great.
We're
like,
good.
We're chilling. And if it's down, okay, why is that? What's going on? Is it just, the first 2 weeks of the month where we don't have as much subscriber like renewals because most people actually are on a cadence on the end of the month for whatever, different things like that. But really that's more like a day-to-day. But what is the North Star to me is the cohort data that you guys break out really seamlessly, and just making sure that like those numbers are getting darker and darker pink is all that is my focus. Because I think the more you can look at each cohort month over month and see like, okay, they're staying at this rate. And okay, now month 3 is looking like this and month 5 is looking like this. And you can narrow it down to like their opt-in month, I think. And that's where we've seen, I feel like I've said this a million times, but like when we introduce these gifts in January, all of a sudden every cohort since January is staying at a higher rate.
I love that.
So I think that is really what is the most important thing. It's just how are people retaining?
Amazing. And have you dug into, so it's technically on our churn dash, but I've been looking at this for a couple brands of like, not only are they staying subscribed, but are they spending more money?
Oh.
Yeah. So if
I need to look into that.
Okay, yeah, we should do a little deep dive there.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've been looking at. And then when you start moving people, I'm trying to figure out like best ways to break this down, because now this like shift, and a lot of people are like, can we move people on the 3-month cadence? But then figuring out how much people spend, it's interesting because then it like drops off for a couple of months, but then it pops back up and drops off, where I'm trying to like figure out like, like what is the 60-day payback period? Like, like what does that amount look like? What is the average payback of the customers that come back after 60 days, after 90 days, after 120 days? And as we're switching frequencies around, like how does that shift? Because I think that's like the next thing that we're trying to crack is like, is getting somebody on a 3-month, like 3 cases every 3 months, is that better from a, not like, yes, they might be subscribed longer, but do we actually generate more revenue from the customer? Yeah. My assumption is yes. But, and like we can kind of break it down the way it is, but I'm trying to figure out like, is there a clear way for us to display that so that brands can run that test?
Totally.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like, margin just must be so much better on it. Even if the retention was slightly worse,
then
it would still pay off.
Cause it all comes down to like really small amounts.
Yeah.
So if you can eke out $1 here or there, it's a game changer.
So yeah, that's like the next like thing that I'm very focused on is like not just keeping somebody active, but how do we know how often they're purchasing, and is there anything that we can do to incentivize consuming more frequently? Before all of the e-com stuff that I've done, I worked at Red Bull, and I was like one of those Red Bull girls in college, like with the backpacks and all of that. But a big thing that they drilled into us was like consumption occasion, and how do we up the consumption? If you have somebody who takes Red Bull when they're partying, can we get them to drink it when they are studying? Can we get them to drink it like when they're working out? Like, can we get them? And I was like, Red Bull at the gym. And they're like, oh yeah, you need to go sample a bunch of gyms and get people into this, because nobody thinks about it as something you drink at the gym. And so like with brands, I'm always like, oh man, are there more consumption occasion? Are there other products? And do you guys have like a hero SKU and then you try to upsell to others, or is it kind of like different customers?
That's where I think this has been a challenge for us, because I would put all 3 of our chocolates, and we're a relatively low SKU business. Like we have 3 different chocolates and then kind of a random assortment of merch that's fun, but is in no way the workhorse of the business in the way that our chocolates are. And all 3 of the chocolates, depending on different platforms, do better than the other here and there. Or this month, Nightcap was crushing, but actually last month it was Brainstorm. Then before that, it was they really kind of steal market share back and forth from each other.
Interesting.
And our bundles are really what do the best.
I'm subscribed to the full bundle.
Yeah, where you can get all of them together. So this has always been a challenge for me, is like how to get people to spend more. And I think it'll be more interesting once we start rolling out more SKUs, which is very much on the horizon, and more things, because I think that almost right now we're just kind of in this, it's almost like too small to do a lot of upselling, but I'm open to be proven wrong.
Yeah. I like would love to look at that of just like, like the average customer, how many products are they subscribed to? And is there one that like overlaps better with another? And like, can we measure the take rates of that? I don't know if you guys have done anything like that. We've got with Experience Engine, you can go in and you can test like the take rate, where you could say, hey, everybody who's just on sleep, let's do a test to see what the take rate would be of the other 2 different SKUs, and see if they lean more towards one or the other.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting. And another thing that we do want to do for that is like anyone who's just, for example, like you said, subscribe to our sleep chocolate, we have single servings of our other ones. So it's like, is it on everyone's who's subscribed to our sleep chocolate on their 3rd subscription order, they get 3 minis of our energy chocolate with a little postcard that says like, we wanted you to try this. Here's a discount if you want to add it to your subscription, and a code, and go in the portal and whatever.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Wait, I'm like, it's going off my brain. I'm like, okay, like definitely 100%. We would just set it up. Like we would say, if you're on this product, order number 3, add this as a free gift. That would be set up. But now I'm like thinking like, with a quick action with a QR code, you could have somebody scan a thing. It would pull it up on their phone, and then they can just add it. And it would be like this specialized, like kind of like hidden product, because you could do a quick action that would have this like kind of hidden discount amount in it. So like maybe they would get 50% off if they added it to their next order.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. This is why we're here. This is
I'm
brain
like,
trust.
we should have done like a laptops up
I know.
podcast where we're just like sitting here and like adding everything in.
You should get like, they would let you do this at like the Shopify in Soho and just like get like 30 heads of growth in the room and then be like, we're demoing this, but then, I mean, everyone's so down to share stuff with each other, I think. So that'd be interesting to just have like a head of growth brain trust.
Oh yeah. Coming to a place near you where we're gonna do a road. We're gonna do a road show where it's just like laptops up. Like, okay, like let's get into it and like let's see what we need to do to optimize the accounts. Because even like, you know, we'll hear people being like, oh, like our cancellation, like our save rate is this and someone else's is this. And I mean like they range. Like brands have save rates of 4%, brands have save rates of 35%.
Yeah.
And it just is like so much about like what is the cancellation reason? If it's price, that's like the easiest thing to do. Just like throw discounts at people in it. But I think for a lot of the supplements where it's like, I didn't feel it.
Right.
I don't know this. We're like, it's so heavily education where you like have to just like really push education on people and be very conscious of it in your emails. And like, while it's the cancellation reason, I think sometimes people just focus on, well, what can I do in the cancellation survey to treat that? And I'm like, no, like you have to use the cancellation survey data to power the whole experience. Like if you know that somebody is like, might be like, oh, I don't feel it, but you know that it kind of takes 60 days for something to really kick in. They have to get past that first reorder. You need to be messaging that from the start. Like that should be in the first post-purchase email. It should be in the upcoming order email. It should be everywhere.
We really want to kind of do like, okay, it's day 10 on your subscription. If you've taken it for the last 10 days, here's kind of what's going on in your brain. Here's how cordyceps is boosting your blood oxygen levels. Like, because I think so much of, this is what my media buyer says, and it always cracks me up. He's like, Charlotte, always remember that Jesus Christ lives in your heart. and the point of that is that people need to believe it themselves, right? And so if you give people that education that is like, look, this is what's going on, even if they can't feel it off the top, know that it is working. Know that something is going on. This isn't just placebo. Like, have patience because, and so it's like, we want to have some type of thing that's like day 10, day 15, day 30. Here's now what has happened.
I love this. I made this analogy, I think on the podcast last year at some point, but I was like, think about like when women are pregnant and they track like, oh, it's the size of a grape. It's the size of this. It's the size of, because like you can't see it, but you're like, you want to know what's going on. Right. And you like get very invested in that. Right. And I'm just kind of like, it's a very similar thing. Like I want to know like what is happening after 15 days? What is happening after 30 days? Think about like all like the hair growth supplements. Totally. Like you put it on your scalp, it's going to, after 30 days, I have no idea if my hair is longer. Right. Like there's just, it's so hard to tell.
Lives in your heart.
Like, would it have grown this way anyway? Like, is it growing faster? Right. No one really knows. Like, unless you take it for like a year. Right. And I started using, I'm on a hair growth journey right now.
Your hair looks great. Do you do photos? I have a friend who was just on a hair growth journey and she had monthly photos and it's crazy.
That's like, I should have started with that. And I just, I mean, like, I'm sure I'm vain enough. There's enough selfies in my camera roll. I'm sure we could piece it together, but I like should have. But like, I'm trying to figure out like what it is, but I started using a product that like is for grays, like, you know, like gets rid of like grays and stuff like that, or slows down grays, whatever the claim is. I swear it's working. Yeah. Like I swear I have less, like they're not coming in as much, but it's like, it took a year for me to really, like for there to actually be something that I can see. And so, with supplements, like I think that is really important. Right. Like something that gives.
Right. Like hang tight.
Yeah. As we wrap up, is there anything other founders watching this, people that are trying to build brands, a piece of advice that you would pass on? Something that you wish you knew sooner, something that you're so glad you did?
God, I mean, there's so many things. Like I think every mistake you make is a learning. Yeah. I think that's something that I've really learned is like every time you mess up and you think everything is going to go to the dumpster, you figure it out and you get better from it. So just like, don't sweat so hard. I think, do you want it to relate to like subscription
anything
or D2C?
I mean, anything.
I think like one of the biggest things you can do when you're building a brand is really know what the brand is, be authentic behind it, pack it with intentionality. I think so often, especially now, like AI brands are getting churned out left and right. Yes. And it is so easy for the consumer to look at something and be like, that doesn't even feel real. This feels like a scam brand. This just is like, this AI generated images, do they even have a product? Like this copy is creepy and I can tell a computer wrote it. Like,
are you a big TikTok scroller?
Sometimes.
I can tell the second like an ad or something like is like coming, like I don't even have to get 3 seconds in. Like I'm just like, oh, like nope, like right past it. It's like so weird where I'm like, what is this that I have in my brain? It's so funny because like my dad just absolutely not, like has just no idea. Like he got scammed the other day, bought some outlet that he thought was gonna like that Elon Musk invented. I was like, Dad, Elon Musk not building outlets right now. Not his focus. But like I'm like, yeah, like at least our generation, like when we see that AI stuff, we're like, oh, like
we know. It was funny. I did a panel the other day, and in the Q&A, someone was like, how do you recommend, or how would you have used AI when you were starting your business, and how do you recommend new founders use AI? And everyone else was like, use it like this, and I was like, don't. Because I think there's something that like when you're starting, that grit of you figuring it out yourself and not cutting. Now it's to the point where like sometimes if I need to do a small copy update, I'll throw it into ChatGPT because it's copy that I've written. And then I'm like, just make it a little shorter or whatever.
Clean this up.
Clean it up. But I think you have to start with it like all being you.
Yeah.
And I think that will come across and people will appreciate it and your brand will win because of that.
Like I did my bio the other day. I was like, here's all the things that I want to be in the bio. And like, here is everything that's really, really important to me.
Right.
Put this in 2 paragraphs. Like, and then it like, and I was like, okay, yes. But I can't just like go to it and be like, write a bio for Gina Perrelli and like dig up what you can on the internet.
Right.
Like,
but even then I had ChatGPT write me a bio the other day, but I was like, make it shorter, fix this. And then I ended up taking it and still workshopping it. And I think it's just like, don't be lazy.
Yes. Like be intentional and like, like use it to the way, like when we're building stuff within Stay, like I'm always looking for like, how can we make this 20% more efficient? Like not how do we take it from 0 to like all the way and we don't touch it at all, but like our smart dunning, for example, like we were just looking for it to be 20% more efficient than regular dunning. And that's enough at the end of the day. Like the cancellation survey, how it's like a live learning model, like it's better over time. Like, in the beginning it's 50-50 split and then it just starts self-optimizing a bit. Is it going to be night and day 500% better? No. But if you get 20% better there and 20% better here and 20% better over there, like that all like at scale makes a meaningful difference. Right. Anything else that we feel like we need to leave the people with?
You Stay AI.
Yes. Thank you. She said it, not me. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back with another episode.
If you want more from us, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and check out the website chewonthis.io.